Good afternoon, Trans St. Stan's. This is Marge speaking. How may I help you?
If you need help at St. Stanislaus Kostka Church in Maspeth, everyone knows you call Marge.
It makes me feel good knowing that I'm helping somebody. I just like to do that. It's rewarding to me. It really is.
On Saturdays, you'll find this parishioner of 30 years here in the rectory. Sifting through the donation envelopes collected during Mass, this is Marge Migliaccio's paid job, but it's the unpaid jobs she performs for the parish that are most rewarding. Marge is a volunteer for the parish's St. Vincent de Paul Society, putting bags of food together for people in need, sometimes delivering the food and other items to families in the neighborhood.
They're so thankful. The children, that's the part that gets to me. They come running out and they're looking in the bags because to them, they're getting all this food and they're so happy with it, you know. So we come out of there and I say to myself, I thank God for everything that I have, because there are people out there that don't have.
As a member of the Rosary Altar Society, Marge helps to make sure the church looks nice by decorating it with flowers.
A reading from the Acts of the Apostles.
She's also a lector, helps the military through Matthew's mission, and is on the parish council. Pastor Monsignor Joseph Calise says Marge has a great gift of making people feel at ease. That's why he handpicked her for this weekend job.
She is so welcoming, you know, and when people come, when people call, they just feel comfortable in her presence. You know, they know that they can talk about what they need. They don't have to be shy about coming into the rectory. She has this wonderful sense of respect for other people.
After 46 years in customer service at Empire Blue Cross Blue Shield, Marge came out of retirement for this job. She says she enjoys doing things for the church, and the church can count on her to get the job done, whatever that job may be.
I keep myself busy and I like it, you know, and as long as God gives me the strength to keep doing it, I'll do it.
And now you know Marge Migliaccio from St. Stanislaus Kostka and how she makes up the pulse of the parish. Joining us now with more about St. Stanislaus Kostka Church is the pastor, Monsignor Joseph Calise. Hi, Monsignor.
Nice to be with you, Christine.
Thank you. I'm so happy you're here. So, Monsignor, Marge seems to do it all. Do you have a lot of parishioners like her?
We do. Now, most of our volunteers are very dedicated, and there are a few people that are involved who aren't involved in more than one thing. You know, the interests go way back. And people are just very much involved in the parish. It's wonderful to see.
Yeah, that really is nice. And I know St. Stanislaus Kostka Church was built about 153 years ago by German immigrants. What's the demographics now?
Demographics now is way different than it was when it was originally built. Actually, the parish's transfiguration, St. Stanislaus Kostka, it was officially canonically merged in 2019.
Right.
So the needs that Marge and those groups would meet are really for both churches. The parish encompasses both areas. And we just have a lot of people that are very much involved. We look at the two parishes together. There were German and Lithuanian. And our Lithuanian Mass is maybe 3 or 4 people on a busy day.
Wow.
The population now is still very much immigrant Irish. Some Italians who've been in the neighborhood for a long time. There are still some Germans and a lot of Poles.
Oh, wow.
Holy Cross Parish is right next to us. And that's really the center of the Polish apostolate for this part of Queens.
Right.
So a lot of those parents send their children to our academy, and they become more involved at St. Stan's or Transfiguration because of that.
Right. And I know the shape of the church is pretty unique. It's kind of like in the round. What are the benefits of having the pews set up like that?
You know, the benefits of having the pews set up like that is it brings everyone closer. Now that becomes particularly important because one of the most growing ethnic group are the Spanish-speaking. And I say Spanish-speaking because there's a large group from Mexico, there's a large group from South America, and they just meld together very well. And that it just makes a much more home type of atmosphere because everyone is sitting around the table. Now, as a homilist, It's easier to use a church like Transfiguration, where everyone is out in front of you. But just that spirit of community that it builds up, with everyone gathering around the Eucharist, adds a lot of warmth. It adds a lot of closeness.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell that. And you mentioned the Catholic Academy. I know you have a thriving one. You have an active sports association. So if people are coming from all different parishes, how do you get everybody to, maybe have the families at Mass together?
Well, once a month now we have a family Mass. And once a month we highlight a different grade. And so, for example, the first graders will come and they'll bring up the gifts. They'll greet people at the door. At the end of Mass, they'll sing a song. And their families come, and that brings grandparents, it brings aunts and uncles, and it brings a lot of their brothers and sisters in older grades. So we're doing our best to get everyone there together. We just had a carnival, and we really center everything around the Academy schedule, because we know that that's where a lot of the family presence is going to be.
Right.
We have our group of longtime parishioners, and they're set, and they're going to be with us. And
right.
We do our best to meet all of their needs. But we're trying to attract the younger families, and really the best ways for us to do that are through the Academy and the sports program.
Absolutely.
We've actually begun having a sports program Mass once or twice a year. And it's just amazing to see the support that gets.
That's great. It gets everybody into church and back to Mass on a weekly basis, hopefully. Monsignor Joseph Kalisz from St. Stanislaus Kostka Church, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having us, and thanks so much for highlighting our parish, and in particular Marge. She's a wonderful lady.
Hi, I'm Christine Persichetti, anchor of Currents News. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button on this video. And if you want to see more content just like it, subscribe and click on the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, because we are putting your faith in the news.